and German and stuff like that. I found that the grammar in language was very important to understand the sentence or understand what a person is trying to say. So it became one of my focus to determine the nature of language and what people are saying. So what I discovered in our language, that I had no definition of myself. And I knew that once the noun was out of order, the other parts of the sentence had to be out of order. But not only that, in my background, there's no such thing as they who are responsible criminally for anything. You have to have an individual, you have to have who did it, and when did they do it, and how did they do it, where did they do it, and why did they do it. So therefore, in order to make sense out of my life, I had to determine a new definition for myself, get a new definition, and define myself in terms of who I am in the present tense, and then determine what I intend to do about it, and when I intend to do what about it. So I had to define myself, define the American family in such a way that I could be a total party. So the who is the basis of all sentences. It's the basis of all judicial systems in the world, that you have to have the individual who's accountable for their action. So when you do that, then you can determine, well, okay, well, what actually happened? So when you get the who, you got the basic fact. Then you can determine, well, what really happened in slavery? What actually went down? So I found out that there was no particular European element to be accountable, who could be accountable for as an individual for having that much power to cause me to be a slave. So slavery is a what? And when did it happen? Many centuries ago. We trace it back to prior 1619, where we ultimately surrendered was in America. We surrendered to imprisonment in Africa, but here we absolutely made a decision to go into beyond name, rank, and serial number and do exactly what the master said. And how we did that, we forgot about our culture, we forgot about our name. We learned a new language, much as the mule did. When the mule was broken in to run the plow, all the mule needed to hear was get up, G, and whoa. And all we had to do was get up, go to the cotton field, chop cotton, plant cotton, harvest cotton, and eat dinner and have babies. So the who had to be redefined in my sense, who I am, what I intend to do in my life, what I intend to do. So I created an organization called the African American Family. And then I created the other part called Ethnic American Family, where I could be a part of the total family. And I learned to transcend myself. I remember in Memphis we was at the school board, and I wanted to talk about Thomas Jefferson, and I went out there, over 400-800 people, so said this back in the 70s, when black and white was so bold you could believe it. I said I love Thomas Jefferson, and I started using European American and African American so we can get the noun straight. Then I started talking about education. What is that we intend to teach? And so at that time I had determined that we need to teach what Thomas Jefferson talked about, the creed. And we need to start right away, we need to change the curriculum. So that's how my research got started in the 70s.